Shanti, and good evening. And good evening to all who are watching us online. Today, it's a wonderful topic, and the topic is about solitude and silence for our own spiritual growth. And for that, we've got a wonderful speaker, Sister Dipti. And Dipti has been working in investment banking field for more than 2 decades now, right? And has been practicing meditation for over 3 decades and keeping a balance in the fast paced life that London brings. But also have meditation and silence and solitude has helped her get her answers and her stability and equilibrium in life. So today she's here to share with us. So not taking more time, over to you, Sister Dipti.
Thank you, Sister Nidhi. And thank you for the invitation. It's lovely to be here. Hello to those who are here in person, and hello to those who are online. Um, Congratulations, first of all, for you to be present, either online or in person, on a hot, sunny day like this, when you could have chosen to do many other things, but you've chosen to be here and to listen to something which is going to help you progress in your life. So, as Sister Nidhi said, today's topic is solitude and silence for our spiritual growth. So, firstly, actually, I'd like to ask, I don't know how we can get feedback from those online, but certainly those who are here, they can? Okay. How many of you, when was the last time that you remained silent? Actually remained on your own in solitude and in silence? When was the last time you did that? Today. Oh, good. And without your phone? Oh, good. Well done. Because a lot of us, as soon as there's a time to pause in our day, we kind of get drawn to our phone. And it's because we've gone into a habit of constantly thinking and constantly doing. So we grab our phone and then we say, okay, what is there to do? It's actually nothing. It hasn't rung. It's just that you get into a habit of just scrolling and just seeing and just viewing what is there. So this is, although we think that we are silent, we're not silent really, because silence really means to be aware of my thoughts. Where are my thoughts going? So when I am a master of my thoughts, when I am in silence, that is true silence that is going to help me spiritually. Now, what are the benefits of being in silence and in solitude? Actually, I'm going to share a story where there was once there were two friends. One decided to go and travel the world as a renunciate. So he became a sadhu and he traveled the entire world. And he traveled for many, many years. And whatever he had studied spiritually, he wanted to share that with every village and town and country that he went. After several decades, there wasn't a country that he hadn't traveled. And he traveled all the way around and he'd come back. Meanwhile, his friend became the king. So he was the king of the kingdom. And there wasn't anything that he hadn't achieved and that he didn't have. being the king of the kingdom, he could have exactly what he wanted and he could do what he wanted. So the two friends meet again after several decades. They've now both become quite old. And the king congratulates him for having gone round the world in a very simple manner, in a renunciate life, and just sharing the knowledge that he had. And then he said to his friend, he said, "So you've been round the world. What did you bring back for me?" And he said to the king, "Well, I often thought that I will get you this, but then I thought you will have that already. And then I thought of something else. I saw something else." He picked it up and he said, "Well, he probably has that already as well." So he went round and he often thought of his friend and he thought, well, he's being the king. He can have whatever he wants. What's the point of me taking something for him when he already has it? But he said, "I have brought something back for you, but I'll show you that in private, not in front of the people, not in front of the kingdom." So the king was quite puzzled and he was thinking, what is it that he has brought back that he can't show others, that he can't show the kingdom? So he said, "Okay, come with me." So he took him into a private room and he said, "So what did you bring back for me?" So he opened up this really simple package, which was very simple fabric, very plain. And in there was a very ordinary looking mirror. Now, the king in this kingdom has so many beautiful mirrors everywhere. But this was a small round mirror, which was very, very ordinary looking. And he said, "King, I thought that you have everything, but you may not have a mirror where you can look at yourself to see what is it that you need to change about yourself. What is it that you need to do to progress and become an even better person?" So this is the special mirror where you can see yourself in the mirror and have a look at what is it that you need to change. So when we go into silence, we're able to see what we need to change about ourselves. And it's not until we stay still and reflect and see what is it that I've done throughout the day, what is it I've done in the week, what is it I've done in the last month. We can create goals for ourselves and have a timeline, whether it's 1 month, 1 quarter, or just even the day. Remain quiet and just look at what is it that I could have done better. What is it that I should have not done? And in fact, what is it that I did right, which I should repeat? So there's a couple of things that we should look at ourselves in silence. And in fact, it's not good to correct the self first. The first and foremost thing that we should look at is our good qualities and to appreciate ourselves. So when we are silent, firstly, look at what is it that I have done that was really good and congratulate yourself for that. You may have spoken in a way, you may have helped solve an issue. You will also have some qualities in you which you're not really aware of. Imagine somebody's going to a party and they get ready. So a girl puts on a lovely dress, does her hair up really nicely, and then puts some lovely jewelry. Then what does she do before she leaves home? She goes in front of the mirror. And until she goes in front of the mirror, she can't appreciate her own goodness and her own beauty. If she just walked out, she wouldn't know. So when you go in front of a mirror and you see yourself, you see your own beauty and you see your own qualities, then that gives you the confidence and the enthusiasm to allow that to grow. So when a girl leaves after seeing the mirror, her confidence and her enthusiasm will lift, and she'll be able to carry herself in that way. But that's looking at the physical body. But what is it that I have within myself? What are the qualities that I am? Am I looking at those when I look in the mirror? Or do I only see my body? So this is a great practice to have. Am I looking at myself, the being inside, I, the soul? Because this is just a costume, and I'm acting the roles that I have. So first and foremost, look inside and see what are my qualities. And just like having a nice plant, sometimes you have people who really take care of plants well. They really nurture them. They give them the right water, the right amount of light or shade, and they give them a lot of love and a lot of attention. And because of that, they do really well. And the flowers bloom and the leaves get greener and it starts growing. So we're also plants, really, in that way. If we look at ourselves and we appreciate the goodness in ourselves and we give ourselves the attention that we need, then our qualities will start to flourish. It may be that we have patience, it may be that we have kindness in ourselves, we have compassion, we have empathy, maybe we have understanding, maybe we don't even realize that we have all of these because they've been hidden by the things that we don't want. They, what we call the vices, will have the anger and the attachment and the greed and all the little ones that follow from that: irritation, agitation, impatience. So we only see that in ourselves, and then we get upset because we say, why did I react that way? Why did I not allow the goodness that I have within me come out and bloom? That's because I don't give myself attention. So first and foremost, I need to stay quiet. When I stay quiet, then I can see myself. I can see in that mirror. Now, second, there is solitude. Now, a lot of the time, we're only wanting to be with people because we don't know what to do in the silence. Okay, so we either want some noise, we want to put a radio on, and we're not listening. It's going on in the background, or there's some television going on. It's going on in the background, and I'm not listening, but I just want some noise. And perhaps it's because I want to shut out the noise that's going on in here. So in my solitude, I need to be able to give good input. I need to pour good content. So when I pour good content, then I've got good things to think about, then I won't be afraid of being quiet and being in silence. Because that's one of the main reasons why people don't try silence and solitude. It's one, because they have fear of a gush of negative thoughts just coming in. If you stay still and you've only got negative thoughts, then you'll just be surrounded by that. So then you feel, well, I'm actually better off saying things because I'm not still to be able to observe all the negative things. So what is the content that I'm taking every day and every hour, the whole week, the whole month? What kind of content am I absorbing? And content comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Firstly, you've got what you see. What is it that I have observed even coming here? What kind of things have I seen? All of those will leave an impression here. So when I remain silent, those visions will come back of the things that I have seen. Perhaps I've seen something that's not nice. So it's just something to be aware of. What are the things that I am picking up with my eyes? It's really like, life is really like having a shopping, a trolley in a supermarket, a shopping trolley, where you're picking up things. And then at the end of that journey in the supermarket, what have I filled my big trolley with? This is what my day is like. Everything that I see and I observe, I'm putting it into my trolley, so to speak. And then when I'm still and I'm quiet, then I see all of that. I may shove it to the side and I just maybe push it to the side in my mind. But when I'm still and quiet, then all of these come in front of me. And that's when I realize, oh yes, I went past this and I saw this and I saw this. So that's something for us to see. What is it that I am absorbing with my eyes? And that's the same thing with all of our senses, even with the ears. What is it that I am absorbing with my ears? Are there things that I need to hear that I don't need to hear, where I feel that I need to hear? And sometimes something's really easy to decide on. Okay, if someone is gossiping and my ears are drawn to that, then I can stop myself. Okay, no, that's a bit of gossip going on. I don't need to hear that. So that's quite an obvious thing. But there are lots of subtle things around as well. There are things that are being discussed which may not come into this category of gossiping, but are they allowing me to progress in my life? Is it going to help me in any way? In other words, is it waste? If it's something, if it was a seed and I could plant it and it was something that I could eat in the future, if it's some spinach or some broccoli or tomatoes, whatever I happen to grow, if I put a seed and I can eat it, then that's worth my while in having put that seed in. Or is it just weeds? And you'll find that if there are weeds, weeds don't need much attention at all. They will just grow and they will flourish without me giving it attention. So this is how waste thoughts, they spread. If there's just one weed, it will spread really quickly. Even if there's a drought, it will. So this is what happens with our waste thoughts. If there's a waste thought, then they spread really quickly without me giving it any attention. So that's another thing I can do is when I'm quiet, what is it that I'm listening to? Or even when it's not quiet, what is it that I'm listening to? What is it that I'm picking up through those senses? Now, the things that I do wish to flourish, they need some caring. Anybody who's tried to do gardening or keep a nice plant indoors, you'll know that anything really nice needs attention. It will need some plant food, it will need some water, it will need the right light. You need to make sure there's not too much water. So it needs a level of it needs some work. You can't just leave it there and then hope that it's going to always be really beautiful and presentable all the time without me giving attention. And that's exactly the same for our good qualities. Our goodness inside us needs quality and attention. So you need to keep watering it. And you need to keep using them. And the more you use them, the stronger they get. Just like any part of the body. For those who go to the gym, if if you go to the gym and you exercise your legs or you exercise your arms, then they get stronger. If you don't use them, then they'll start getting weak. So it's exactly the same with the goodness in ourselves. So that's the benefit of remaining quiet and in silence, because then you can look at the good qualities in yourself, you can nurture them. When nurturing them means that you are firstly accepting that they are your qualities, because not everybody does that. A lot of people will only look at the defects that they have and keep giving them attention and energy. Oh, I'm like this and I'm like this and I don't like this about myself. And they keep tapping onto the negativity and giving it strength. But instead, I need to first realize the goodness that I have, because they may be hidden, but they will be there. And then give them energy by giving it love. Reconfirm to yourself the qualities that you have, and then you will start using them in action. Another great way of using your own qualities is seeing them in others. You can go about your day, and a good way of using your senses is to see and pick things that you like about others. Somebody was very nicely spoken, then you can say, that was very nice. I like the way they said that. I like the words that they used. I like the sentence that they created. Or they may walk in a certain way. You may feel, that's a really gentle way of walking. In comparison, I like trot around really fast and clumsy. So that type of comparison is a good comparison, because you're comparing yourself with someone who's doing something good. And then remember that shopping trolley, you put those qualities into your basket. So you said, okay, I can do that. And actually, you don't even have to pay for these goods that you put in your trolley, because they're free. You look at somebody, you like the way they are, and you can actually copy that. You take that on board and try it out for yourself. In the same way, if somebody is doing something that is not very nice, or doing something, saying something, behaving in a certain way that's not very nice, then what do you do? Then you know not to copy it. It's as simple as that. If it looked bad, if it sounded bad, if it felt bad, then actually they're teaching you what not to be yourself. You're at the receiving end of something that you didn't like. That means that, okay, I can check, have I ever done that? Or do I sometimes tend to get to that stage? Maybe not entirely, but do I ever do that or think like that or walk like that or look like that or whatever it happens to be? So they're teaching you what not to be. And in fact, that's also free of charge. So you have all these teachers around you who are teaching you lots, what to be and what not to be. And it's all free of charge. But you can only really do this work if you spend some time on your own and be quiet. Just be silent with nothing, no gadget, nothing. Just reflect. And then if some negative thoughts come up, just talk to them and say, not now, I'm busy with myself. Just like if somebody was to phone and you didn't have time to talk to them, you say, call back, I'm busy right now. So in the same way, you are your own master, you're in charge. You can do as you wish to some extent if you make a habit of doing that. Now, with solitude, a lot of people don't like being on their own because there's a fear of loneliness. So they are constantly around people and they feel that they always need to be with people. But solitude doesn't mean that you're cutting yourself off with everyone, from everyone. It just means that when you are alone, you're able to be quiet and you're able to do that work so that you're growing spiritually. But also, solitude means that you are enjoying your own company. Do I enjoy my own company? Sometimes people go for a walk and they can only go for a walk if somebody's there with them. And I sometimes observe them and you see people in the park and they're doing nata, 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 all the way through. And they go past you so you don't hear the entire conversation. But the very, even the little things that you kind of pick up. And I think, what a waste. Because it was just, they did this and they did that and I did this and I couldn't get through. I tried, I was 10th in the queue, I was this, and I'm thinking, there's so much more positive stuff that you could be thinking about rather than just discussing stuff that's just going to make you more heavy and just more down to the ground. You want to lift yourself up and you want to lift others up. And this is the great thing about going for a walk on your own, because you can be in charge of what you think about. And in fact, you can spend time with nature, because when you're engrossed in the nattering, then you could have gone past this beautiful lavender or whatever it happens to be that you've gone past, and you haven't even given it a second thought. You've just gone past it. So you can't appreciate anything around you. And what happens when you appreciate things, it makes you happy, right? So the more things you see that you like, it makes you happy. Someone gives you something and you really like it, the first thing you do is you smile and you say thank you. So there are lots of things that are really nice around in the world. If we were to just look at it, then they make us happy. And it's just a very simple equation. See the things you like, allow them to make you happy, and remain happy. Appreciate it and give thanks to what you have seen and what you have liked. Because the opposite to that is seeing things that you don't like and then be disappointed and then be unhappy. It's a very simple equation. So not to have fear of being on your own, because being on your own means you're not cutting yourself away from the world and away from others. It's just spending a good quality time with yourself. And what the others will find is when you come back into the gathering, then you're actually better to be around. Others will enjoy your company because you've spent good time. You've seen and heard things you like. You're happy, so you're better received when you're coming back into a gathering, because happy people like to be with happy people, right? Or anybody wants to be with happy people, right? So those are the reasons for being quiet, being silent, being in solitude, because it allows you to see your qualities, work on things that you don't like about yourself. And then the next step is, when I'm quiet, I'm able to experience God's love. I'm able to experience the powers. I'm able to experience wisdom. And those of you who have done the Raj Yoga course, there's a lesson on powers, and there's actually a picture up there of the 8 powers. And somewhere there will also be a picture of our innate qualities, and one of them being love, one of them being light, purity, wisdom, joy. So when I am quiet, I'm connecting with myself, but I'm also able to receive God's love. It's a bit like going to the doctors. If I go to the doctors, then the doctor will sit, listen to me, and then they will give me some guidance. They can help me. But if I don't reach out and go, and if I'm too busy, and I often do that myself, I kind of put it to the side and I think, no, I don't need to go, I won't go, and oh, I'm too busy, I won't go. But if I don't make that time for myself, make an appointment, I go to somebody who can help me, then they're not going to be able to come to me to help me. So it's similar to that, where if I'm not spending time with myself, I'm not quiet, I'm not going to be still, then I'm not going to be able to feel God's love. I'm not going to be able to receive the wisdom. Remaining quiet and silent gives me clarity. This is how all inventions are created. All these inventions that are made is because the scientists have gone into silence. They've taken themselves away and they've gone into some quiet space and they think about it. And then they realize, now I know what I need to do. And this is the same with a lot of, or most authors. How do they write so beautifully? How they've written all these wonderful books that they have written is because they've gone into silence. They've gone into solitude. They've taken them away from the noise and the clutter, and they spent some good quality time for themselves, so that gives them the clarity. And then when there's stillness and there's quiet, then they can write some good stuff. So there's lots of benefits. But what I would say is to ask yourself, I have two questions. One is, think of the times of the day that you can be silent. So put it into your diary, put it into your schedule. What time of the day can you stay in silence? And there are lots of times that you can. It's just that we keep reaching out for our phones, or we keep wanting to fill that space with something else. Think of the times when you can remain silent. When you wake up in the morning, one of the first things you need to do is to remind yourself of who you are and how beautiful you are as a being. Remind yourself that you are a being of light. And there's lots of other things that you can think about, but not to go straight to your phone. Because these days, everybody, as soon as they wake up, tend to want to go to their phone and see what has happened overnight, what are the messages I got, what are the things that I need to do, or they want to see the current news affairs. So the first 10 minutes of when you wake up is really crucial to the way that your day is going to pan out. So another simple equation is, however I want my day to pan out is how I need to start first thing in the morning. Gratitude and appreciation of everything that you have. And even if you don't have it, you can feel as if you have it. And that appreciation and that gratitude will uplift you so that you have more of what you're happy about. That makes sense, right? The more you give energy to, so if there's some weeds here and you water them, you'll get more weeds. If there's some beautiful flowers here and you water them, you'll get more beautiful flowers. So whatever you think about more, whatever you give energy to, you will get more of. So think of the times of the day that you can be silent. Pick them, put them in your diary, and do that work for yourself. Second question, list reasons that you feel you need to come into sound. Make a list of the reasons. Why is it that you feel you need to come into sound? We really quickly go into sound and we start chattering about this, that, or the other. What is the reason? How is it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit others? And think about that. So far, does anybody have any questions on what I've shared so far? Does it seem possible? Yeah? Any questions online? Let's see if anybody has any questions online. Hmm. Question.
Hi, sister. I heard you half of the lecture partially over internet and partially here. So I have a question over the gratitude as you're explaining. Um, uh, I've been observing with myself that I try to do, not try to do gratitude meditation every day in the morning, but a couple of days when I'm silent, or usually my night is silent, then I'm more grateful. But most of the days I feel like, I'm just trying to be gratitude about stuff like I'm trying to be happy about things which my heart is not actually saying. But as you said, like you keep on doing it, so I'm in the stage where I'm keep on doing it, and there are days when it comes out, there are days it doesn't comes out. So the days it comes out, it's good. When it doesn't comes out, it really demotivates me, and my brain says, look, it's not working out and you need to quit it or maybe do something else. So how would you, what would you suggest people like us?
So perhaps check the reality of what is it you're thinking of, because it could be that you've set yourself a real huge goal where it's not very realistic. So it may be that, okay, it's so far away for you to achieve that, that that you can really feel the distance, because then that can be disheartening. You can just start with really simple things. Thank you, thank you for all the love that I feel. Thank you for all the happiness that I have. Thank you for all the joy. Thank you for all the harmony. It doesn't have to be something really tangible or something that's so far away from where I am now that it feels almost impossible. So just little things. So what I'm suggesting is to replace the negativity with the opposite. So, if I'm feeling sad, then just convert that to happiness. So rather than waking up and reminding it's whatever I go to sleep with, I'm going to wake up with. And whatever I wake up with, then I'll go to sleep with. And it's like a vicious cycle. That's why we need to be aware of our thoughts. And at the end of the day, it's good to just like we empty our bins at night, clean the kitchen floor and clear everything. So when we wake up, it's nice and fresh. You walk into a nice clean kitchen, the sink is clear, the dishes have been washed. And so, but we've made that effort to clear that. If we just left it and we woke up, then it wouldn't be a nice experience. So firstly, pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking before you go to bed. And then when you wake up, you will have an element of that, but then make sure you also pay attention to your thoughts. But I'm not suggesting that I think of something so far-fetched and something really tangible. But what I'm suggesting is to pay attention to the negative thoughts that creep in and then change them to feel you can feel the difference. You'll feel that difference in your feeling just by changing it. And then water that feeling, that good feeling. So then you give more energy to that good feeling, so that good feeling grows. Does that make sense? I hope that has helped. Any other question? No? Okay, so perhaps we have some meditation. Yeah. So you just make yourself comfortable and put your feet on the ground and just not hold on to anything. Relax your toes. You can feel your toes and just let go. Relax your fingers. Relax your back. And relax your shoulders. Even your jaw. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. And just allow your eyes to be softly gazing somewhere on the floor or even on the picture behind me. Take a couple of deep breaths. And breathe out. Allow your thoughts to just slow down. Remind yourself who you are. I am a being of light. I am a being of pure energy. I am a sparkling star. I am a peaceful being. A shining star sitting in the center of my forehead. And here I sit still. I sit comfortable, as if I'm sitting on a comfortable sofa in a room in the middle of my forehead. I seat myself here and appreciate the stillness that I feel. appreciate the peace that I am generating. I, being of peace, am shining rays of peace around me. These rays of peace surround the space around me, generating stillness, generating a warm and comfortable place. I am a being of love. I feel the rays of love fill my entire body. I feel the rays of love spread all around me. The space around me is still, silent, and filled with love. These rays of love and peace spread far and wide. I give it energy so that I share with those around me. The rays of peace and love reach out into the sky, far above the clouds, far into the sky, and they reach other parts of the country. I feel happy in being able to share my love and to be able to share my peace with others. I bring my attention back into this room and where I am sat, and just pause to think on what it feels like to be peaceful, to be silent, to be filled with love, and to be able to share this with others. In this stillness, I'm I'm able to appreciate everything about myself. I'm able to see the kindness, the wisdom, the truth. I'm able to see the diamond that I am. And with this clarity, I can see if there's any dust or any dirt on this diamond. I can remove it and see how much more I, the diamond, shines. In this stillness, I can feel God's love. I feel the unlimited shower of God's love over me. And this shower helps wash away all my doubts and negativity. And each time I allow myself to be under this shower, I become cleaner and brighter and shinier. I become happier because I can see how beautiful I am, how sparkling I am. And as I go about my day, I see how I can share my sparkle with others. I feel happy that I have this goodness to share with others. At a time when there is so much negativity being shared, I feel that I'm able to help the world by spreading my goodness, by spreading my sparkle. I know that I can come back to this space of stillness, to this space of happiness whenever I want. Om Shanti. I am a being of peace. So I hope you enjoyed that and you were able to follow that. It's something that you can practice at any time of the day. And I'm sure you know about traffic control, something to practice here. Yeah, just before thought away. Everything that you need and you want is just a thought away. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Dipti. Wonderful talk, right? Lots of insights. And she's not just sharing with us out of theory, but I've seen her at Global Corporation House making all the arrangements, doing all the service and activities, and implementing everything that she has shared today. So, big thank you to you for all that insights. And she was talking about spiritual growth and how silence and other things would help us. And this is a book which says it's now time for self-empowerment through spiritual powers. So it's a wonderful book for growth. If you would like to explore that on your way out in the shop, and see you next Tuesday, same place, same time, with a wonderful topic. It's not just a topic, but it's a team of topic. And we're going to explore the word positive team. And what does that mean? T is thoughts, E is emotions, A is attitude, and M is memory. How can we make this team positive? So you're all welcome to come next week, same time. And thank you to our online viewers as well. And special welcome to you all for the next week. Thank you. And I hope you have a safe journey back home. Good evening. Om Shanti.